Hooves are attached to the tracking shoes. I'm going to pour the blood into a little squirt bottle, and the blood has to match the hooves from the same deer. I have 2 dogs, one male, one female. The female is Tess. She's 3.5 years old, and we just got Tuck mid-January. He just turned 1 in April, so this will be his first tracking season, and it will be Tess's 3rd tracking season.
There was a little bit of precipitation last night, but not too much. Me and Robbie come in here last night. We didn't like what we were seeing because it was so dark. We couldn't really see blood. It's liver blood for certain. We are probably about 20 yards away from the arrow. So here's the last blood. This is where he was bedded down. So we may have to grid search here because I don't see him and I don't see any other blood.
The misconception of blood tracking, the dog is actually not tracking the blood. That's just a visual indicator that we're on the right animal that we're tracking. It just proves to the hunter that the dog is doing their job. Find it. Find it. There you go. Practicing, training, and tracking. Just see the dog work. It's, you know, as you'll see, it's amazing.
Wild Memories TV is proudly presented by WM Media, veteran-owned, veteran-operated.
I don't want you to worry about being a great hunter. I want you to be a good person who hunts. And together we'll save our sport, we'll save our heritage, and we'll conserve it for the future for our kids. Really do appreciate it, John.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. North Carolina, opening day. Good girl. Oh, man. Beautiful buck.
Let me know. Let me know.
If hunting is in your heart, there's no room for prejudice or bias of what someone uses or their tactics or methods. As long as they're legally, ethically, and morally within the guidelines, you're good in my book.
Now that's what Wild Memories is all about. Hunting, reflection, and the reward in the end.
Everyone that's involved in what we're doing here at Wild Memories, man, we are just like you guys. We are just average guys trying to make a living, trying to make it work, being honest, being hardworking, you know, just being true to ourselves. Tree stand's still there. All right, we're about 65, 70 yards away from the tree stand, so time to go into covert mode here. It is September 24th, 2019. I'm out here with Robbie, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Home farm, home dirt. Haven't had too many trail camera pictures this year. Got standing corn, and we're hunting a creek bottom, a stand that we call the creek stand. So haven't really had much time to, prep for hunting this year with work and all that. Nonetheless, we're out here today, so hoping to get a crack at one. We did put in some preparation, putting in stands and stuff like that, so, hopefully it pays off. We've got a creek right here to our right. We got a little drainage right out here in front of us, about 25 yards. And then standing corn, obviously it's early season, to our left, and then we're kind of in like a funnel area, so little piece of property, little piece of paradise we love here that we got private property permission to hunt off of, and sometimes in Pennsylvania, that's the best way to do it, so. Just gonna wait this out and see what happens. That's a dang shooter, dude. Dude, get on that buck. That's a shooter. Map. He's gonna go up in that yard, dude. Skirted us.
This segment was brought to you by Autumn Sky Outfitters. Also by Alpin Optics. You need a discount appliance? We'll beat any deal.
I have two dogs, one male, one female. The female is Tess. She's 3.5 years old, and we just got Tuck mid-January. He just turned 1 in April, so this will be his first tracking season, and it will be Tess's third tracking season. This year, we really grown as a team, Tess and I. She's a little wired-haired dachshund. All right, these are my tracking shoes. So when I lay a practice line for the dogs, we do practice for any kind of weather, because we just never know when you shoot a deer what kind of weather will be. Beginning of the season, we were doing really well, and then all of a sudden I can see the little light bulb go off in her head. She's like, wow. When we recover a deer for a customer, is if I can have their legs, all 4 legs if I can, and then harvest some of the blood out of the cavity, so we can put it on the ground and to start, so that she can marriage up the blood and the hoof smell, because she's looking for the hoof smells where I want her to follow it to the very end. And you can see her put it together, real tight lines. She got it. I remember the first time I used these, it was walking like walking in high heels, and I just couldn't do it. During the off season, she's a little mama's girl. That's all she wants to do is play with mommy. Daddy, nope, I don't know him. Usually 1,300 yards. Maybe 2 ounces. So not much at all. But as soon as tracking season comes, She doesn't want to know mom. All she knows is me. She's with me 24/7. So I'm gonna put the shoes on. What I like to do is, when I do a line, end up closest to where we kind of started, close to the road, because what happens is when I'm ready to run the dog, usually 16 hours to 24 hours later on the training line, is put the hide of the deer at the end, because I don't want to re-walk that path where I laid the line, because now I'm messing it up on her again. So I always try to get it to come back closest to the truck, and then before I take her out in the woods, I take the hide and I run it to the end spot, drop the hide so that she has a reward at the end. If I go to work, she comes to me, with me to work. As soon as I open up my clipboard to do an interview at night, when a hunter calls me any time of the day, she knows it's a potential job. Next we want to do is put a little bit of blood on the hooves, just in between there a little bit, on each side. Then stand up. Then I put a little marker so I know where we started it. So when we come in, we can find it. She loves it that much, and I love it just as much as she does. I did a lot of hunting over the years. Up until the last 2 years, I used to hunt 3-4 days a week, especially during the bow season. This year, from early September to now, I have maybe 10 hours in the deer stand. So now I just walk a path, a couple turns into it, zigzags, like a deer just walking through the woods, after it's hit. Get a couple 90-degree turns. That's what we're going to try to do, and clearer the path, the better. I think she's put it together. If it's dead, she usually finds it.
This segment was brought to you by Locked On Box and by Triple T Deer and Bear Recovery. Also by Williams & Garden State Harley Davidson.
Let's come. Let's go. Ready? Let's go. Come on. In there. Okay. Let's go. All right, we're gonna. It's been over 16 hours, and this is the end of the track. So I'm gonna lay the hide at the end, so the dog has something to find. So it's her little reward. Okay. So I want to be as realistic as possible for this training. So I go over, do my investigation, then I come back. I'm going to harness her up, because this is just a walking lead, because she's not supposed to be tracking with that lead. But once the lead is on and the harness, she's going to go. So. Search. Where's that deer? Find it. Find it. There you go. As you can see, Tess found it at the end of the line, the practice line. This is one reason why I love it so much. Practicing, the training, and tracking. Just to see the dog work. It's, as you'll see, it's amazing.
definite shooter. He's coming right down in here. I can barely see him. Looks like he's coming across that high grass. Oh, he's coming this way.
This segment was brought to you by Rubline Sense, by Interstate Heavy Rentals. Lift it, move it, load it. CF Moto, ATV, and side-by-sides.
Man, we have gotten in here. There was a little bit of precipitation last night, but not too much. Me and Robbie come in here last night. We didn't like what we were seeing because it was so dark. We couldn't really see blood. It's liver blood for certain, maybe some paunch, and you know, that is just an absolute, that's a tracking nightmare. This is where he was bedded down. Looks like liver blood to me, huh? What do you think? Yeah. So we may have to grid search here because I don't see him and I don't see any other blood.
Yeah, it was a good hit. I don't know, it's not in its bed. Yeah, I'm gonna keep looking for it. I'm gonna have to call a tracking dog.
What's the dog's name?
Tess.
Tess?
Tess. T-E-S-S.
T-E-S-S, okay.
That's exactly what you do?
Yes. Like that, huh? Good. Walked for probably about a mile and a quarter, mile and a half. I don't even know anymore. Worked up quite a little sweat. Dog's moving. He's flipping right along. So tracker, you know, don't guide the guide and don't track the tracker. So. There he is. Right here.
He goes, what? There's your deer in that grass.
Right.
You gotta be kidding me. We walked by 5 times. I mean, literally.
Oops, sorry. So how many years you been doing this?
My second year.
Second year.
Yep, second full year.
Wow.
She'll be 3 December 7th.
Okay.
So.
And how many finds is this for her this year?
This would be her 22nd
22nd.
out of 47
Wow.
tracks.
Okay.
She has 2 bear also.
Oh, she does bear too.
Oh yeah, she loves bear.
She looks like she's older, but she's not.
Oh, that's just the coloration. They call it wild boar.
Yeah.
It's just the
That's
coloration.
wild.
Yeah, yeah. She'll be 3 December 7th.